What up, family? Helpful Trucker here. In this video, I'm gonna address why truck drivers quit. You guys hear a lot about truck drivers and their experience in this profession, especially lately. When I say lately, I mean over the last few years. You've probably been hearing all over social media about all of the different changes that's happening in the profession. And you've probably been hearing that overall there's a lot of truck drivers that are getting out of the profession. There's ones getting in, but there's definitely a lot getting out as well. I want to share with you a high level reason why this is happening. I'm going to address this issue in a way that, with all due respect, nobody else is addressing it this way. So like usual, I want to try to give you a perspective on my videos that you may not be considering. So like, I don't want to come on here and say the same thing everybody else is saying, even though what everybody else is saying is true. The way that I see things in this profession and in life, I feel that if you can identify patterns, then you can anticipate trends and you can adjust your approach accordingly. So I feel like I just gave you the first nugget. The first nugget is seeing patterns, recognizing patterns, and seeing things, being able to connect dots and seeing things as a framework, seeing things more or less as a system. When you look at the trucking profession, there's a lot of different reasons why truck drivers don't do well. And this is, like I always say, this is not meant to scare anybody. There's plenty of truck drivers out here doing fine, okay? I'm trying to address individuals that are looking to avoid failure and looking to avoid error, right? Like what I'm going to give you in this video, again, nobody else is talking about this in this way, all right? So what you see in trucking right now, and any truck driver will tell you this, anybody in the profession will tell you this, there's a mismatch of expectations. Again, there's a lot of different reasons why truck drivers come to this profession and fail. I think most truck drivers will agree that if you had to fit all of those different reasons, if you had to summarize all of that into one sentence or one overarching reason, again, trying to connect dots and identify patterns, I don't think it's, I think it's appropriate to assess all of that under mismatched expectations. People expect one thing and then they get something else. And because that effect is so jarring, it's like, forget this. I didn't expect this, okay? And you don't just have that feeling when a driver first gets into the profession. Understand something, family. Senior people and people that have been in the profession for a while also experience a mismatch of expectations. People come into the profession, get their first year, and then they have expectations on how things are going to go after they get their first year in. Or they have an expectation about how things should be going at the 3-year mark. Or they have an expectation about how things should be going if they decide they want to become an owner operator, or if they decide they want to be a lease operator. So I'm just taking a second to point out that the mismatch of expectations doesn't just happen at the beginner level. It happens at every level in trucking. It happens at every time you want to make a change in trucking. That's a point that can happen, that mismatch in expectation can happen. You thought it was going to be one way and it ends up being another way. So how do you help a driver align their expectations with reality before they come in, or before they commit, or before they make the decision? That's the question. And what I've come to see and come to realize, that in this profession, here is what's missing, family. Here it is. Here is what's missing. Orientation is what's missing. In many professions, you are able to get a snapshot of what that profession is going to be like before you actually commit. You're able to peer inside of what it's going to be like before you actually commit. Now, follow me on this, family, because orientation in this profession comes in a couple of different forms, but none of them are sufficient. That's the point that I want to make here. Orientation comes from CDL schools. Okay? If you Google right now trucking orientation, that's what's going to come up. Information about CDL schools and information about getting hired by a trucking company. So, like, you get your orientation when you sign up for CDL school, when you start attending CDL school. But that orientation is orientation on how to pass your CDL test. The orientation that you get when you get hired at your company, first, second, whatever, that's an orientation to that company's culture. So the orientation that schools give you is about laws and regulations and how to back up the truck. You need to know that. The orientation that the trucking company is going to give you is about how to operate inside of their culture, but drivers have no way to get oriented to the actual trucking profession. That's where online YouTubers, content creators come in. That's why there's such a gap right here. That's why if you're making videos addressing this subject, that's why they're getting views, because that is a gap in the industry. So that's what thinking in patterns and identifying patterns, that's the place that it's brought me to. Like, in most professions, in many professions, I won't say in most, but in many professions, again, you're able, especially when it comes to high risk professions and professions that really impact your life financially, especially with these professions, you're given an opportunity to get a clearer understanding of what to expect before you commit. And in this profession, it's not that way. It's not that way. Drivers don't have a way to get oriented, not in a, again, if we're just talking about YouTube videos here and there or online stuff here and there, yeah, that's the orientation that drivers have to get. But guess what that leads to? You should be able to see how that clearly leads to mismatched expectations. Because online, most of the information that you're going to get online in regarding this profession, it's not that it's untrue. The biggest thing is that it needs more context, right? It needs more context. So I've said oftentimes in trucking, and y'all know this, what works for one truck driver or person might not work for another person, right? Just because I chose a certain path to come into trucking doesn't mean that's going to work for you. If we just look at the subject of CDL school, just because I'm saying that it's best to go to a third-party CDL school because that was best for me, if you don't understand that, now you go looking towards a third-party CDL school, not realizing that you don't have your ducks in a row to go that way. That might not be the best thing for you. I'm just making a point here and giving some illustrations of how the way truck drivers get oriented now absolutely causes a mismatch of expectations. So the remedy is drivers need to have a standard way to get oriented to this profession, to give them a snapshot of this profession before they get in, before they commit, but not just that, also after they commit. Because as I said already, this mismatch of expectations doesn't just affect new drivers, it affects senior drivers as well. It affects any driver that's at a juncture in trucking. That's where that mismatch of expectations comes from. I thought it was going to be one way once I made this transition from, over the road to local. I've been wanting to do that ever since I got in, and I had a certain expectation, right? So drivers need a way, not just new drivers, but also senior drivers need a way to get oriented to the industry. And it doesn't need to be just like from just random online creators here and there, not to criticize anybody that's an online creator in this space. I'm just saying that orientation needs to be one set of standard showing people these experiences. These are the experiences that truck drivers typically misinterpret. People that's coming in need to have a fuller understanding of what those junctures entail, right? So I got a viewer that just asked me a couple of questions. I want to address that while I'm speaking on this video, or while I'm speaking in this video, because it kind of ties into the same thing that I'm talking about here, okay? So I'm gonna try to put this on your screen. Just Glaze asked 3 questions. As a novice or new driver, what are the key things we should focus on getting that first year of experience? Number 2, how do we measure our time for money in this industry? Great question. Number 3, what are some of the tools or resources we can use as a new driver to help us? I want to address that because the answer to those questions ties into the subject matter of what I'm talking about right here, okay? So now we're gonna get into some specifics, because so far what I've been giving you is the overall broad perspective of what's going on in trucking. And again, just based on the way my mind works, that's kind of how I see things. Like, it's an overall picture. Let's look at the picture and figure out where the patterns are happening at, right? So that's the first part, right? So now we're gonna get into some specifics. As a novice or new truck driver, what are the key things that we should focus on getting that first year of experience? Many people come into this profession with the attitude of, how do I make the most money, right? I want to pick the company out the gate that pays the most money. That's the attitude that many people come in with. Again, a mismatch of reality, not necessarily a mismatch of expectations, but a mismatch of what you should be focusing on with that attitude. All right. So to address his first question, what are the key things we should focus on getting that first year of experience? The first thing is experience. You should be learning how to drive the truck, how to operate the truck. As simple as that sounds, like, that's big. Learning how to operate, learning how to back, learning how to deal with traffic, learning how to deal with weather that you are going to have to be dealing with, learning how to deal with mountains, learning how to deal with the terrain that you're going to be engaging in, just getting comfortable in all of those spots. Many people don't realize that their first job done correctly can open up doors for them in the future, but it can also close doors for them in the future if they don't learn the right things that they need to learn at their first job. So this is a great question that you're asking, Just Glaze. A driver needs to understand all the nuances of how to get a truck up and down the road, deliver freight on time. You need to be learning how to work your clock in the most efficient way to allow you to get done what you need to get done. And it's not always about maximizing for the most amount of money. Sometimes it's about understanding the trade-off. Sometimes it might be about maximizing your energy. Sometimes it might not be about getting there as fast as possible. Sometimes it might be about getting there in a way where you're not drained at the end of your drive shift. Like that, it just depends on your situation, right? So, but these are all of the things that you need to get a better understanding of how to manage in that first year. Okay, and maybe I left out a few, but generally speaking, you need to understand the landscape. You need to be studying the landscape. You need to pay attention to the landscape. You need to get a good overview of what opportunities could avail themselves to you after your first year of experience, and then you need to be working on lining yourself up to be able to step in to those. Don't wait until you get your first year in and now you're done and now it's like, what do I do? No, you should start working on the next move during that first year. That's my perspective on question 1. Question 2, how do we measure our time for money in this industry? That's another great question. Again, because people will come into this profession and it's like, how do I make the most money? But what they're not doing is measuring their time for money, or what they're not doing is figuring out the real cost of the money that they're trying to make. That's what you're actually asking here in question number 2. And that's going to vary from individual to individual, okay? My first year or 2 years in trucking set the precedent as far as what was acceptable after that. Like, everything else compares to that. On my first job, I was making this amount of money in this amount of hours. I was having to do this amount of work. This is how drained I was feeling afterwards. This is how much BS was involved in doing the job. And every other job after that is a comparison to that. And I want to make sure I'm comparing apples to apples. So again, when you're talking about trucking, it's not just your CPM. It's not just what they saying they're paying you. Everything is a trade-off. You have to understand that. So the money, if you want to say that you're calculating in trucking, is not just your check. It's opportunity costs. It's what being out all week maybe prevents you from being able to do on the weekend or in the evening. Is it preventing you from being able to build other skills outside of the truck? Is it preventing you from being able to spend time with your family? Is it preventing you from being able to see your children growing up? Is it wreaking havoc on your body, on your health, being out on the truck all week? These are all of the factors that you need to look into when you're trying to measure time for money, when you're trying to measure whether the money that you're making is actually worth it or not. And too many people in this profession, because of misconceptions, they come in just looking at CPM, just looking at the gross figure, just looking at what they think the gross figure is going to be, just looking at the top dollar and not really factoring the cost of making that money. So how do you measure that? You factor in everything that's relevant to you. Me as a family man, my energy is relevant to me. How much time I have to spend with my family when I get done with my shift is relevant to me. I'm 50 years old. My health is relevant to me. How much time I have to spend to do the job is relevant to me. All of that stuff is relevant to me. So you want to know what's relevant to you, and you want to be factoring all of that in. That is how you get a true snapshot of, is this money that I'm making and what I got to do to make it, is it actually worth it? That's the best answer I can give you for number 2, Just Glaze. And number 3, what are some of the tools or resources we can use as a new driver to help us? This is an awesome question right here. And after I answer this, I'm probably about done with this video, because this is it. Some of you guys are gonna get this, and some of you guys, it's gonna go way over your head, but I've touched on it all video. The tools or resources that a driver can use to help them. I mean, there's a bunch of apps out there and all of that good stuff, but again, like I don't address issues like other people do. I think in a different way. So I'm gonna give you the answer to this in a way that you probably haven't heard before. Okay, again, I've touched on it the whole video. Yeah, you need the budgeting apps. Yeah, you need the apps to help you with time management. Yeah, you need all of that good stuff. But what drivers need, the tool that drivers need more than anything else, is pattern recognition. It is the way that you look at and see this profession. It is identifying trends. It is identifying where the confusion points are at in this profession. There's not many of them, but there are a few that continue to show up that trip up drivers all the time. Not every driver. Some drivers make it through this stuff fine, but typically when a driver is having problems in this profession, there's only a few different junctures that they're gonna be having problems at. So the main tool is pattern recognition, because pattern recognition will allow you to be able to identify trends and tendencies. And once you can accurately identify tendencies, what is likely to happen, what could happen, it requires you to have a better understanding of all the possibilities. It requires you to have a better understanding of what the landscape really looks like. That's the tool that's needed. Pattern recognition. Family, I'm working on something to help drivers with this, to help drivers with pattern recognition, and to help drivers not continue to have to be subject to unmet expectations or mismatched expectations. I'm working on what I call orientation, the orientation that us truck drivers are not getting. I'm working on it right now. I'm laying it out, and it'll be ready to start to show to some of you guys here shortly. I think that is the thing that drivers need. You know, the turnover rate in this industry, specifically in the first year, again, is so high. Why? Unmet expectations. So I feel I've identified a gap in that people that come in this profession aren't being oriented the right way. What I'm working on is how I plan to fill that gap, and there's all kinds of evidence all over YouTube and everywhere that verifies that there is a gap in trucking in this space. So I'm working on putting the tool out there that I feel like is missing in this profession. I want you guys to follow along, and Hey, I hope you got value from this video. If you did, be sure to give me a like. I'll see you in the next one.